Hey everyone, my name is Pearle, and welcome to my YouTube channel on biomedical engineering and just building out a community for people in this field. And whether you're just trying to figure out what you're going to do for college, already in college, or you're already out of college and in the actual field working, I'm here to provide some support in whatever way I can, sharing my experiences as a fellow biomedical engineer who has done a bachelor's as well as their master's in biomedical engineering and is currently in the field pursuing a career in pharmaceuticals. So I've done all sorts of different things, ranging from medical device research to pharmaceuticals, like I just mentioned. And I really want to talk about the experiences I've had, different reasons why I have not chosen one pathway in the biomedical engineering career as a whole, and why I decided I'm going to go in the pharma route or the med device route. So I'm here to share all of the experiences. And when I was actually deciding on my career of biomedical engineering, I realized that we don't really have a tight-knit community anywhere. There is no proper support group where I can just reach out and ask many questions. And I think this field is evolving and there's a lot more interest in this area as a whole that I feel like we need something. We need some platform for people to connect, whether you're just interested in it or you're already in the field, like I had mentioned, to actually be of support to one another. So that's my goal, is to create some community from people all across the world and to connect and learn from each other and grow. So if you need any job referrals or anything like that, if you need, if you have questions about jobs, this is a great community to do that, because I want this to be interactive across all the different people joining this channel and other platforms that I have going, so that we can talk to one another and learn from one another to build an even better biomedical engineering community. So if you are interested, make sure you give this channel a follow. I'm going to be talking all about biomedical engineering, various different things, my experiences. I also have a Spotify podcast going. It's called Pearls of Wisdom. That is literally just going over life in the 20s. So if you are currently a college student, it is one of the most perfect things you can listen to, because I am talking about all the different struggles that I went through, as well as what I'm experiencing out of college right now, and how that transition has been, going from a graduation into full-time and basically being back at home and trying to figure out work and what I want to do with my life. And if you're more of a chat person and you want to have a community where you can easily chat, I'm also working on creating a community on WhatsApp or Discord, a platform where we can actually message one another and reach out for any questions that we have. So if you have questions, you need job referrals, have questions about any postings or anything, or just need resume help or interview help, I want to help build that community and create and bond people of all different universities, majors, fields together in a more biomed centric community. So you guys can actually talk and connect with each other apart from all these videos that I am just making on the side. So if you're obviously a visual learner, this is the channel for you, YouTube. So I am literally going to hopefully show you some cool things that I have done in terms of research. I really enjoy talking about the times I've had, the experience I've had. If you're really into 3D printing, I've done a lot of that in my life now, and it's been really fun. This is actually filament, so I get to do a little show and tell. I have had the opportunity to 3D print these ankle fusion implants for my master's thesis, so super excited to talk about that. It's just really fun. I like to have a little bit of fun and show and tell, so if you are interested in things like this, definitely stay in touch. And so one thing I want to just give a little bit of a background in terms of my experiences. I have just graduated from college, actually, with my bachelor's and master's in biomedical engineering and a minor in software engineering in 2024. So just a little over a year since I graduated. And I was in basically a 5-year program. It's not a traditional 4+1 program, but it's an accelerated 5-year program where you can get your master's. And I've had 3 co-ops built into that program where I go on 3 6-month co-ops or internships, and within that 5-year cycle, and I get real job experience. So I've had a bunch of exposure to different fields. So I've done natural materials R&D engineering in a more manufacturing med device company. Then I was at a pharma company doing drug product formulation development. And then I worked at another big pharma company, which is currently where I'm at, and I was in the regulatory affairs and clinical safety group, and I actually worked there past just my co-op. I was there part-time, so I did a lot of work more on the automation side. I wanted to use my knowledge as a software engineering minor to actually build that into kind of the pharma land and pharma world. So I've had a bunch of different experiences, and while I've done a lot of different experiences more in the pharma related area, where I'm doing a lot of like formulation work, I have actually done 5 years of research in a completely different area, medical devices. And I really love doing that. And that's the implants that I showed you is part of that research. So I did a lot of 3D printing of knee implants. We're doing like hip implant research. We're doing ankle implants, tibial implants. I love orthopedics, so that is the other part of my brain that gets really excited to talk about orthopedics as a whole, apart from the pharma land. So ultimately in my life, I would like to get to some point where I can combine those two areas and create a nice mutual connection between the two. I think the opportunities are endless in whatever direction you want to go in, obviously, and I'll talk more about exactly what my career goals are and where I kind of want to head. But the whole point is that I can hopefully build all these experiences together to help you guys make the decisions that you need to make, whether it's deciding what exact concentration you want to go into. Personally, I did biomechanics and human performance, so I got like that mechanical background where you're doing a lot of CAD, you're doing a lot of mechanical compression testing on like instrons, and you're doing all that fun stuff. And I get to now understand that at my job and even for other side research that I do. So when I actually got into this major, I actually realized that I didn't actually like biology at all. I didn't want to go into medicine, and I only knew a little bit about engineering. And the only thing I knew about engineering was the fact that you can build and design creative things. And the reason I ended up choosing this major was because I had all my life loved NASA. I loved space. I thought I am going to be a scientist at NASA or an astronaut in NASA. I want to do aerospace engineering. And that is what I did for so long until I actually went to a museum with my parents in DC. And we're looking at these rockets, these different things that, are at a space museum. And I'm looking at myself and I'm like, these things are really, really big. Like, I'm going to be a really, really tiny person working on a really large device or product. And I just didn't want that. I wanted to be able to own and visualize the product as a whole. And for me personally, I'm a very visual person. So if I don't get that big picture view quickly, it gets very hard for me to understand the nitty-gritty of the actual product or the device. And I'm a very detailed person, so I need to know the specific details to actually understand the full big picture as well. So I need a fine balance between the two. And I realized that pursuing a career where I am not able to visualize the whole thing that I'm working on, just a little part of it, is going to be a little bit tough for me. And I thought, well, what is an area of high impact still within engineering, where I can do the same types of things? And I just went on a rabbit hole of Google searching, and I'm like, what is this? What could I possibly major in? And that's where I ended up in biomedical engineering. And I had absolutely zero knowledge about biomedical engineering. I didn't know what types of careers there are. I didn't know what you can do. I didn't even know what colleges took that major. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to change my major to biomedical engineering. I know nothing about it, but I guess I'm going to start from scratch. So that is where I started learning more and more about biomedical engineering purely through research. I signed up for a research position this summer of my senior year, or actually junior year, and I learned of high school, and I learned all about what biomedical engineering is in terms of a mechanical standpoint and devices. And I got really excited because I was like, whoa, exoskeletons are really cool. And for people who don't know what exoskeletons are, they pretty much support your muscles in your body. They're devices that can be worn. So if you have muscle dystrophy, where your muscles are starting to degrade and it can't really support any of the weight or the actions you're doing or any of the range of motion, you have this exoskeleton that kind of provides that muscle capacity back in a way, and it's able to help you perform these routine daily tasks that you can't do if you have that muscle disease or you have a condition. So it was really cool seeing that interaction because I'm learning about devices, but I'm learning how patients can actually be impacted in the real world, how everyday people like us, maybe one day, like I could have a disease and this is something I'm wearing. It's a very close to patients but high impact, and I really found value in that, and I decided, yeah, I'm definitely going to pursue this career as I get into my life in college and my career and deciding what I want to do. So I want to talk more, obviously, about all my different experiences and what I've learned in future videos. But I'll keep this video short, so if you are interested in just having a community, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel. I want to create a community for all of you to connect. If you are especially interested in the biomed area or the field, this is going to be a great place to do and learn from that. If you are interested in joining my WhatsApp community, because I am still working on, there's only a couple of people right now in there, including people I have helped get jobs, return offers for in actual industry. Please do just do me a favor and drop a comment below, and I'll contact you so that you can join that community. And I will also drop a link for my podcast, so if you are interested, please subscribe to that. If you're on a drive or walk and want to just listen to Life in the 20s, that's a great place to do as well. So thank you for listening today. I hope to see you in a future video where I talk more about BME, and let's get this community started.